Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the 2025 Subaru Forester Wilderness. I'll explain why this is the old body style later in the video, but anyways, huge shout out and thank you to the Doug Smith Subaru here in American Fork from September with this Forester. Link to the website in the description down below. Link to my car buying guide too. Let's get into it. Pairing this is a 2.5 liter flat four cylinder that goes through a CVT. Fuel economy is 25 around town, 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 182 horsepower and then 176 pound-feet of torque. Now before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So you're probably wondering why this is the previous gen body style. Basically, Subaru is not going to do the Wilderness package with the new body style Forester until 2026. That's the information that I have right now. So they're still going to sell the old body style as a 2025 so that people can still get a Wilderness Forester if they want one. So anyways, you've got the hood decal there. And I actually really like this generation of Forester headlight design. I think it looks really cool. You can see with the fog lights down below that come with the Wilderness package. You got all the cladding and everything at the bottom as well. Now our tire wheel setup is 225 by 60 by 17, and you guys can see that the wheels look pretty darn aggressive. Now you could for sure fit a bit more tire there in that wheel well, just saying. Anyways, giant fender flare there. You got your Wilderness badge here on the side, more cladding down below. And then if we take a few steps back, you guys can see the roof rails there up top. This leads us to the key fob. We've got the unlock function, which is the Subaru logo. You've got the lock function, the opening here for the rear hatch, which is power. And you'll note that got quite a bit of storage space here in the Forester. It's not quite as big as the Outback. It's in between the Outback and the Crosstrek in terms of space, but still very spacious. You can throw down the seats if you want even more space, which is a big benefit. Cargo cover built in from the factory as well, by the way. And it is obviously power to pop it down. So I pressed the lock button by accident. Anyways, just pop it down. Taking a look at the taillights, I got that signature Subaru design, and then you can see Forester Wilderness down below as well. And there's the rest of the rear. Popping inside, I love the Wilderness interior elements. I think those look really cool. And it looks like, oh no, it's hard touch there up top. Anyways, these seats, very nice trim. Getting in's easy. You got this nice flat loading floor, storage pockets, vents here in the back, USB ports as well, and then pretty good headroom overall. Now this leads us to the front, where you can see again with the Wilderness trim throughout. And I think this section here is actually, yeah, real soft touch. Notice the windows for the front two are automatic. You got blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And then here are these seats, again Wilderness there. Nice trim all down the center. Power adjustments on the side. And then you've got a bunch of items here, so like the memory for the hatch to open it, all of that. But anyways, more nice trim on the dash. And popping it on. Bada bing, bada boom. So taking a look at the steering wheel, of course, Subaru logo front and center. You got the little gold trim down below. Practical controls here, so you've got your adaptive cruise control with your lane centering. You've got your little drive mode select there. And then you can see here with the other side with your volume controls and all of that. Paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel, by the way. And then you do have traditional stocks with it as well. With the center gauge cluster here, it'll display what mode you're in with the SI drive system. And then it's mostly analog, which is nice. It has the Wilderness in the cluster, so it just fits. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Subaru used to have a secondary screen up top for basic vehicle information. They got rid of that in their new cars because they went for a bigger infotainment system. This has the slightly smaller unit, but it's still very user-friendly overall. I mean, it's a touchscreen. It's pretty quick to respond. It also has the camera system built in, so I think it's all pretty straightforward. Oh, and speaking of cameras, this does have a front camera as well, but it displays in the top screen. Interesting, right? Climate controls down below. We've got dual zone, got a little storage space there up front, some charging ports. Gold on the shifter here. And then this is pretty cool. So again, for the camera view button, and then heated seats, and then you've got the X mode select. It's sad that they got rid of this in the new cars where they put everything into the screen, because that actually has some, I don't know, theater to it. Nice trim all across the dash. Same thing in the center console area. And then this is the giant sunroof. It's so interesting. It's like not a panoramic, but it's bigger than a normal sunroof. It's, yeah, different. Now here's a quick look at the window sticker for this Forester Wilderness. Total MSRP is $39,488. And see how it performs. Well, Forester. It's always interesting when I do these reviews. They actually don't get a lot of views because everyone's like, I only want to see the new body style. But this is something that manufacturers do from time to time, where they will sell the new and the old body style alongside each other. And my guess, like I said earlier, is Subaru just doesn't want to have a big gap, right? They don't want to have a situation where they lose customers to another brand because they don't have an off-roader in this size segment because they haven't released the new one yet. Just kind of my 2 cents on that. But what I think ultimately is probably going to happen is that most people are just going to be waiting for the new one, and these previous gen versions are probably going to have some big discounts put on them, and then that'll convince people to buy them instead of waiting for a new one. Just my 2 cents on that. But I really like the previous gen Forester personally. The new one is nice, but it's gone for less of a analog experience, right? They've got big screen and everything's pretty much controlled in the screen now, and so there's less to do from a tactile perspective, which I don't know. I think in the Wilderness package it makes sense to have some more tactile stuff, because off-road people, right, they like rugged stuff, and they like to touch stuff with their hands rather than just beep booping on a screen. But seats are comfortable, normal Subaru fashion, which is great. And this interior too, I like the build quality that Subaru had with this generation of Forester. Just material use, just all makes sense. It feels nice to the touch. Again, I think that car makers need to kind of remember that tactile is important, you know, as people are living in cars. And you know, automakers focus on key points like the steering wheel, but it's more than that. It's also dash, door panel, all that. In a car like this, everything needs to feel rugged, right? Gotta sell the rugged dream. Pretty darn comfortable. It's one thing that I do like about Subarus is the suspension comfort over bumps and everything is excellent. And the new Forester doesn't really have any more power, so this is going to be just as quick. Handles well too. It is interesting they don't sell a Turbo Forester anymore. Or did they ever do a turbo, or was it only the 3.6R? It's been so long since that person went on my light. What the heck? Did you guys see that? Or am I crazy? Did I make? I don't think I made a mistake there. I'm pretty sure the light on the right side was, and they just cut off that truck, so it's just that person. Okay. That was funny though. That was funny. They're like, I ain't waiting anymore. Yeah, pretty comfortable. Man, I do enjoy how Subarus drive. You know, I think this is something that people have never owned a Subaru don't understand. The nice thing about Subarus is they're just comfortable. They don't have the craziest performance, obviously, but just go over bumps and the suspension soaks it up nicely. And yeah, they just don't make a fuss out of anything, really. It's just a comfortable car. The performance is adequate for what you use it for. So overall, yeah, this isn't as exciting as the new Wilderness that'll come out soon, but for those of you like myself that kind of love analog, this is going to be exciting that you can still get this, right? And the Wilderness package, right, is the one that everyone wants at the end of the day, because it's the coolest looking, it's got all the features, it's got the cool interior, it's the it's one that you can brag to people about. I got the off-road one, right? Yeah, It ain't fast. But you know, it gets the job done.